Hello, this is Mark Wildman of Wildman Athletica, and today we're going to talk about the HydroCore straight arm continuous circle. Probably the most important exercise that you can work on with the HydroCore. We are going to compare and contrast this exercise with the heavy club version, which is called a hammer swing. So I am going to go back and forth and alternate between calling this a HydroCore hammer swing and a HydroCore straight arm circle. This exercise is going to be based on the first exercise in this video series, the side-to-side swing. If you are good at the side-to-side swing, you have learned the bottom half of this activity. We are going to hold in one of three ways. 2, 3. I prefer this one for this activity, but when my hands get tired, I will go to this version of this activity. I am intentionally using a different grip, which is not as heavy on the thumb, because I do so much other grip work with other levers. I take the opportunity with the HydroCore to change my grip to use a different part of my hand. With this exercise, we would like to point our feet straight ahead. Because this is a big rotation, we want to have our feet as straight ahead as possible. If you're turned out and you're doing this big rotation, your knees can collapse in, or if you have flat feet, we would consider that not a great thing to do for a lot of reps. Turn your feet, point them straight ahead. Put your feet underneath your hips so you're in a nice stable position. It makes it very easy to rotate from side to side. We want to rotate as far as possible. 2 hands on. We start with our side to side swing. We build it up and we do big circles. The fun part about the HydroCore is that if you go slow, then it flops. With other apparati, like heavy clubs, you can go slow and pause at the top, and that changes the way that the exercise works. The HydroCore version is extremely fast. And let's demonstrate the other side. I am exhaling at the bottom because my core is contracted the most as I swing across the bottom. At the top, I am inhaling because my rib cage is open all the way. That's the opportune moment to inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. I'm only doing 1 breath per movement. With other apparatus like heavy clubs, you would probably do 2 breaths per movement so you can maintain control. You would exhale at the top and the bottom. Notice that the HydroCore moves way faster than the club does. That's good. I like that because they have different paces and they each have their own natural pace. The more paces you learn, kind of the more athletic you become because speed becomes power. In order to prep for this activity, we are going to use our yoga block. 2 arms would like to be as straight as possible. We will swing up, rotate our body. If our hands are not equal, then I need to draw my rear shoulder back until I can get 2 hands equal. When I go to the top position, I would like to have 2 hands equal. Other side, 2 hands equal. If one hand is out and my hands are not equal, I always need to rotate my body further by pulling that rear shoulder back to activate the lat. As we go through that movement, nice and big, this is probably one of the more intense core activities that you can do no matter what the apparatus is. I originally learned this movement with med balls years ago back when I was a gym trainer, and they would just throw it in for like sets of 10 with a 20-pound med ball, and that was considered super hardcore core work back in the day. Now, even with a light HydroCore, 25 pounds, moving throughout this full range of motion for time under tension, you can get a serious number of reps in 60 seconds, over 60. That's kind of the normal pace, but you can accelerate even beyond that. Make sure that you balance out doing both directions. You need to do time on one side and time on the other side. Most people will find that one way is really easy to rotate, and they'll find when they go the other way, they'll get a bunch of wibble wobble, and that has to do with them not rotating the same on both sides. Train until both sides are the same. Very important for injury prevention over the course of your entire life. With the HydroCore version, you can also mess it up quite a bit without it getting really bad. If you mess up a hammer swing with a heavy club and you get off of your line and you swing too far back, you'll come up on the back side of your leg and knock your leg out from underneath you, which is not great, which is really not good with a 30-pound chunk of iron. With the HydroCore, even if you clock yourself in the leg, the bag just wraps around your leg and makes it pretty easy. So you can have less good technique with the HydroCore than you can with any other apparatus, which I consider to be a very good thing as a learning step towards doing this with heavy clubs. You can mess up a lot, even having your arms bent at the top if you don't have the range of motion, and still be getting benefit from the exercise. Over time, your arms will straighten out and you will rotate further and further. But you could do this exercise with just your arms if you are recovering from injury or you haven't yet gained an entire range of motion in your rotation. Take this exercise, plug it in. I think that this is the most important exercise that you can do with a HydroCore. Everything we've done up until now has been designed to get you to do this rotation very well. We've broken that rotation down in 9 other videos in order to make sure that people can do this very, very, very effectively. Go back, watch all the other videos, do them in some type of order, set a clock, do it for time, and start building up. Light HydroCore, you can add a little bit of water every week and start making it harder and harder and harder until that HydroCore is all the way full and you are moving nonstop for time.